MR.KOA.
We need to talk.
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 Welcome back to Wntt. I'm your host, Mr. KOA, alongside
Top Boy.
and we have someone here. We adjusted the set for you, which means you better come with some actual entertaining stuff today.
I
We
know.
adjusted a set.
Yeah.
Not just the camera, a set. Our set doesn't look like this.
No,
you
I know
have
it
your own
doesn't.
chair. You're the outsider chair right now. You have your own chair, a little velvet chair. You have a
It's
little spot.
comfy.
You got your water. So get comfy for these questions. Get comfy for this conversation. And we're glad to have you.
Pressure.
Who are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm Sydney Ray. Travel blogger, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Instagram. I don't know. I model. I like to take pictures.
Yeah.
And I like to write. So, and I'm a big, huge sports fanatic. Michael Jordan, Bulls. Old school, nostalgic. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's who I am. That's Sydney Ray.
Cool. Have you a long-time listener with the show? Been listening to it?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course. I would comment here and there.
Mm.
But yeah, like I've been like watching you guys like for a very long time since you guys have started it, and just a lot of the topics you guys talk about
Yeah.
are like really racy. But at the same time, too, you guys talk about like meaningful topics, which is what I really, really like. So it's really great to see you guys both doing this. But it's also great to have a female perspective too, because
Okay.
sometimes some of your topics, I'm like, bruh, if I was on this show,
Interesting.
I would say something. But now I think I just dug myself in a
Because I'm about to
hole.
ask
Yeah.
you what topic is
Yeah, I
that?
was about to say, what has come up or what comes to mind that you can think of where we've said something and you're just like, nah, that's not true, or I need to put these guys in check or talk to them about it? Anything in particular?
I think like when like any topics when it comes to like dating, I know you guys talked about interracial dating
Yeah.
as well. Like I can't even remember like off the top of my mind. But like for me, and I think I explained to you, Ryan, like I've never dated a black dude.
Yeah.
Ever?
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's surprising to me. What?
Yeah.
See, like,
Why is that surprising?
okay, well,
I mean, it is surprising.
Well,
But why is that
How is
surprising?
it surprising?
It's surprising.
but you know,
why is that?
you know what? Okay, it's probably even more surprising that
Yeah.
I reacted that way,
Because
considering
of
I've
your-
never,
yeah.
considering I've never dated a black woman either.
Oh,
right?
okay.
But in my case, it hasn't been by choice. It's not
Okay.
like I actively say I don't want to date a black woman. It's just I've never.
She didn't say it was by choice.
I know I'm not saying yours by choice, but I'm surprised to hear that though because of all the things that you're into.
Yeah.
Like, I guess the scene you're in. Like, I just assumed at some point it would have happened.
Yeah.
So why do you think it's never happened?
I think it's the same thing like you. Like it's just like I don't think I've met someone where I've felt like I've connected with them.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
Okay.
Or if I felt like they had a connection, they had a girlfriend. So I'm not like a homewrecker. Like I'm not gonna put myself out there and you know go chase after something that I can't personally get. So those are like the two instances.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the ones that have girlfriends, are they like on layaway?
No.
They're not on layaway. I'm just being honest. There are people who do that. Like, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, okay. So we've briefly went into his situation.
Right.
He was raised in a certain environment. He's been around certain environments. So, and then the times he has, you know, might have been like a certain girl. He said they weren't into him in certain senses.
Yeah.
Right.
Not because he doesn't like black girls.
Right.
In your sense, you're saying, okay, they have a boyfriend, timing, et cetera. But does that, his situation is a little different because he's saying, they, like, as a guy, you know, women are less inclined to hit on us,
Yeah.
Right.
As a woman, men hit on you guys all the time. So are you not even being hit on by black guys? Or you're really, because like, it's hard for me to believe that you're like, black guys aren't even talking to me either.
No,
Like,
no, that's
like,
not the
stop
case.
it. Like,
No,
yeah,
no.
yeah. So your reasoning is not, I'm not buying this.
Yeah, no.
Like I get it, but I'm not buying it because it's not what you don't have the opportunity. Like a girl actually coming to him and being like, "Hey, like,
Right.
I want to get to know you," is much
Rare.
much less of an opportunity than you having your DMs blown up or you going out and someone just pulling your arm. Like,
Yeah.
So your situation, are you just curving like mad? Like, is that what's happening?
Because I'm just not interested.
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
interested, or like as I said, sometimes the majority of them have girlfriends.
Right.
Right. So as I said, like I'm not going to chase after somebody or
Right.
even initiate something when I know that you have somebody else. Because if I was in her shoes,
Right.
I wouldn't like that at
Yeah.
all.
So
So I just kind of.
I definitely respect that. So now, that's talking about dating. Now, have you been with black guys?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Okay.
Because that's a different discussion.
No,
as
no,
well, 'cause he hasn't even been.
I've never even been.
Right.
with,
We're talking like
What?
exactly.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about like dating as
Yeah.
like be my girlfriend, boyfriend.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've been with like mixed girls, but not
Okay.
like full black. That's never happened to me,
Oh, okay.
right? And it's like whenever I tell people that, they're shocked to hear it, and I'm just like, the circumstance it hasn't come
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Because when I
Right.
tell people that, sometimes they're just like, "Oh, like, are you like racist or something?" I'm like, no.
No,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't. You can't say you're racist because you're just saying you've never been like be my boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
That's much different than being like
Yeah.
I don't even talk to you.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's the first thing that they go
Yeah.
to. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, like, but you're racist. Like, why?
Well,
Blah,
it's
blah.
interesting because I feel like I always wondered if the conversation is the same for men and women that go through this as well. Because
Mm-hmm.
for me, like the conversation immediately goes to, oh, so you don't like black girls? Like they
Yeah.
think I have an issue with someone of a different race or someone of the same race. And I'm
Right.
like, no, I don't. It's just never come up. Like it just never happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in my experience, like, cause I wonder if it has to do with a lot of the factors around my life, right? Like the
Okay.
way I've had some of my homegirls who are black tell me that, like, for example, the way I act and the way I dress is very different to most of their homeboys,
Right.
right? So they said to me that some black girls might look at me and assume already that I'm not into black girls based off of how I dress and how I talk. And I'm like, I guess I can get that perspective, but I don't know. It's just a weird thing to go through.
But something to touch upon that, because I guess like also for me too, like if you look at me, some people think that I'm pure Asian. That's another thing too.
Yeah.
Right. But like I'm half, like my dad's half Chinese, half Trinidadian, and if you see my dad, like he's as dark as like you,
Yeah.
you and Ryan.
Yeah.
Right. Except with like chinkier eyes, and like my brother too. My brother's like
Yeah.
very brown skin as well too. So I think like sometimes I guess like people don't know like what I am too, so they
Yeah.
get taken aback and they're like, oh, like she's just Asian, like it's just like a thing type of thing.
In terms of dating or guys like hitting on you, do you ever find yourself getting like fetishized, to be honest?
Yeah.
Because they think like you might be this one type of person or you're mixed. Like, does it ever happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think like even like with like my ex-boyfriend, I don't think it was like a fantasy, but it's like he more wanted to like use me in a way so that he could kind of get advanced into like the career path that he was going into.
Oh,
So essentially
okay.
he wanted to be like a rapper, right? So, and like the previous girls that he dated were all like Hispanic and like Asian, like
Yeah.
Vietnamese, etc. But then you have like me, who looks racially ambiguous, right? And I guess it's like also to the people that I knew too. I think in some ways, and my friends even brought it up to me, is like, don't you think like he's kind of using you as like an advancement type of thing
Oh, like for your image, like
for
your
his
kinda
image?
Yeah.
But then after the breakup, you kind of saw it because the type of girl that he went after was like kind of looked like me, but she had bigger boobs, fatter ass,
Yeah.
and she was kind of like well known around the block and stuff. So I kind of see,
Yeah.
I kind of see that in a way. But I think like the other guys that I dated were, I don't think any of that like came across like their mind.
Interesting.
Especially, but him for sure, it was kind of like, okay, near the end, I was like, yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
kind of fantasizing me. Or even like some like DMs that I've gotten in the past where guys were like, oh, like I want you to like dress up in like this geisha thing, and like it was just really weirdo shit.
They're wild, man.
Like with like
Yeah.
a fan and like sucking toes, and I was just like, yeah, this is really, really wild.
with a fan.
Yeah, like geisha, like Mulan type of thing, and
Yeah,
like
this is crazy.
yeah, it was just
Okay.
really
Oh my
weird,
God.
like really, really weird shit, and like sucking toes, like
So I always think about the fact that, you know, I think if you were to ask any woman, any random woman that you meet to show you their DMs,
right.
I feel like there would be dozens of dudes just in their DMs all the time, like saying random things.
Right.
Is this like a daily occurrence for you? Like on the daily, are you getting mans in your DMs just saying wild stuff for no reason?
No,
No?
no,
Really? I find that happens to a lot of women.
It
no.
also depends on what they're putting out, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
that's true.
Like
Like-
if I feel like if I were to be putting out beer bikini pics and like all
Then
other
you-
nonsense.
Because
Yeah.
you have to remember,
Yeah.
like, especially with social media, like, we we've been products of this as well. There are people that you might follow right now that you forget that you're following them
Yeah.
until they post something wild. You're like, oh yeah, you're like okay, I'm gonna hit you now. Like, so if she's not, like, guys might be following her.
Yeah.
But if she's just posting her like in a hoodie or like in shirts or like whatever, like they might, okay, cool. But if out of the blue she posts herself in a bikini and like half topless, like,
Yeah.
then she might get the DMs like that. Like it's very like, especially in Instagram, it's very like conducive on, what you post that at that moment,
Yeah.
that to get someone's attention.
But
You
to
know?
counteract that, because like for instance, like my birthday post that I posted about me in my bikini. If
Right.
you look at my Instagram feed, I barely post
Yeah.
anything of myself. So even me like posting that, like I just did it because like first of all, I really liked the picture,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it was just like my birthday. And like even after that, like no one was really, it was mostly girls DMing me and being like, oh my God, like I
Yeah.
really like
Yeah.
your curves or like whatever the case may be, right? But it was never really guys who like thirsting like in my DMs or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I guess it's like maybe the one, like if I was constantly doing it, then
Yeah.
maybe it would just be like beer thirsting. But after that, like I was just like, it was just like mostly girls being like, oh my gosh, like I like your bikini, like where did you go, like where did you travel, type of thing. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't any like dirty nonsense.
It's interesting because on literally on the weekend, Jamie asked me about this. She was like, she said, would you date me if I was like one of those girls that was just posting a bunch of stuff like that? Or, I'm like shaking my ass on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I said, now? Like,
Like at this stage?
Like you start doing this now. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, of course not. Like it would,
Yeah.
I'm like, it would trip me out because it's much different than what you're used to doing.
Right.
And then she's like, okay, so what if I was always like this?
Like,
Then
would you even
from
start?
the jump, then I said, I don't know if
You even start.
I would even start, right? Because I know for me that I probably wouldn't be okay with it. And what I referenced, I said, quite honestly, even if I was okay with it, and this is kind of unfortunate, I think that I would hear it from my friends, like a lot.
Yeah.
I think I would hear it from my friends, or I know for a fact my friends are talking about it like off to the side. If my girl all of a sudden started posting stuff like that, I know for a fact Ryan's hitting me up. He's like, "Yo, Jamie's wilding right now." Why? I mean, like,
Why? I'd be like, the thing is,
be like, "What's going on?"
the first time she posts something like that, I'd probably just send it to you and be like, what?
Yeah, like he would
like
literally
I-
just send it to me and just say, "K." Like what?
And then you'd have to be like, yeah, I know. And I'd be like, all right. But if it kept happening, I'd be like, yo, you guys good? like,
Change
for
your
real.
career.
Something's happening. Like,
For real. So it's like, but people all, like, I like to think my friends also know and understand me as a person. So if I started dating a girl who, posted a lot of like half naked pictures and bikini, all that stuff, I think some of my friends would just say that's off brand for you. Right? It's not that I don't like that stuff, but it's just I've never dated a girl
no,
who.
but okay, this is the problem. So we all like that stuff. We just
Yeah.
don't want that in our woman, which is a weird.
Well-
Which is it's a weird thing to even say out loud because guys don't say stuff like that out loud. But
Yeah.
we all like it because we get in fights and arguments and all these things about because we're liking stuff and liking girls. Like, why you like this? Why you like? I just like it. It's like, well, do you want to be? Well, I don't want to be with that girl, but I like it. I like looking at it. I like how it looks.
Okay, but hold
I don't
on.
I don't want you to start doing that.
Hold on. But you know what's crazy about this though? Because
Yeah.
literally on the weekend, the same thing. I remember every time I opened up my Instagram,
Yeah.
all I saw was ass.
Yeah.
Like every single time. Like
Yeah.
I'd open up my IG, and the first thing I would see, like literally on my feed, is some girl had like posted a photo of her booty or something like that.
Yeah.
And in my head, every time I would say, like, why is this here? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why is this here? So it's getting to the point.
I mean,
for-
you're deep. You're deep.
oh my God. Look,
That's why, like, you're maturing. It's good.
But-
That's
Pretty
you're,
much-
you're deep in your relationship. Like, at your point, like,
I know
you're not.
I know I'm deep in my relationship, but
Yeah, but you're not at the point. Like, you're at the point now where it's like, okay, like you've seen enough already. You've
Yeah.
done your thing. you're very content with your girl, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
That like now it's more just a distraction. Because like it's not even like you don't even like it anymore. It's more just like, what am I gonna do with this? Like, why is this even like? What is the point of me even seeing this at this point? Because like I'm very happy with what I'm in.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna proceed with anything.
The problem is, I see it and I start like overanalyzing.
You're
way too much.
You're numb to it now.
Like I'll see it and I genuinely think to myself, I'm like
how awkward was this?
yeah, I'm like, how awkward was it like setting up your
sat
phone?
there.
Like I know for a fact there was like 40
Yeah.
photos of the same butt in your
Yeah.
picture and you like picked out one
See,
and you posted it.
now you're looking at like you're like grown man analyzing now. like you know when you're a kid, you're a kid like things are just exciting to you, and then when you get older, you're like, but why is this exciting?
Pretty much.
Like now you're questioning
Yeah.
why you even like certain things.
But that's so weird though, because like for us, for females, I guess our version would be like what, like pics or like
Yeah.
abs. Because like if I see like a nice set of abs, I'm just like whatever. Like I
But
don't.
you can't even we're not sexualized like you guys are.
Yeah.
Right? Like we can't
Yeah.
even like
Yeah.
it's not even a comparison. Like
But
we,
low key, I'm a perv. Like if I see a nice ass.
obviously you're gonna like it,
I
but
would.
it's like men aren't sexualized the way women are.
Yeah.
That's an obvious fact, right? So it's like there is no equivalent. Sometimes when girls are like, oh, like what if like sometimes guys will say, oh, what if I came out when they talk about girls that dress a certain way to a club or like their like cleavage or whatever. Like what if I came out with like jogging pants? I was just like.
It's not the same
Like it's
thing.
not
Yeah.
like we don't have a thing, and some it's just it's fine. We just don't have a thing, but you know it's easier. It's easier for us. It's easier for women to basically sexualize themselves or like free themselves or be confident in their own body than we really are, because that's not what's marketed for us. We're marketed, especially as men, for our finances, for our strength, for
Yeah.
our impact in the community, like certain like structural things rather than our actual sexualization,
yeah.
right? Like women obviously have the same traits. They're educated, this and that, but as you know, the climate we live in, like sex sells. So Instagram has become this sex sell ad, like
Yeah.
like period. Right?
I definitely agree with that. I think because going back to the whole grown man
Yeah,
analyzing, when I'm going through my IG, I often think to myself, I wonder what this is doing to younger generations. Like when they see it, like what do they start thinking of?
Well, you're a grown man. Look at you. Look at the kids. Like,
No, but
look how the kids growing
Somebody
up.
just think about
My kid can't grow up in this world. My kid can't grow
no, but
up.
honestly,
I got homeschool.
like real talk. Imagine you're like 18,
Yeah.
right? And you got IG. You probably had IG for years by this point, and you just go on the gram and you see a girl from your high school just posting bare stuff like this. When we were in high school,
Right.
it wasn't the same. Like there was
You don't want to give us.
instances.
No.
You don't want to give us Instagram in high
Yeah,
school,
you-
bro. Nah.
If
Instagram
our
high
generation,
school? Whoa.
if our generation had Instagram in high school,
Nah.
I think we'd be like way worse off.
We both have kids right now.
Don't put that energy.
We both have
Don't
kids
say that.
right now.
Don't say that.
IG live, like the nonsense you
It'd be
probably see on
ridiculous.
IG live would
Yeah.
be like,
It'd be way worse.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, actually, we never actually talked about it in this sense, but like, kids that have Instagram right now, it's actually wild because this is the thing. Instagram for us right now is like, okay, we have, you see people online, you post things, you might see them at an event or a club, but you might not see these people for weeks. Like, you might just be following people that you're like, I haven't seen this girl for weeks. You DM every day, but you're like, I'll see you when I see you when we plan it. Whatever. Like that's what we have to deal with living in Instagram after the age. But if you grew up on Instagram in high school, I see you tomorrow and the day after. Like any of you at any given day, like you know what I'm saying? So it's like you can go home tonight, a girl from your class post something reckless tonight. And you're like, tomorrow I see you? like you know what I'm saying? You can't even like
God, it's
bro,
not
like
right.
think about that though. Like you can't even like
Yo, it's because it goes back to the same thing with like quite often I'll get rattled when I see some girls on IG and I realize they're way younger than they appear to be. So imagine you see these girls, like I'm looking at these girls as a 27-year-old man. I'm like, wow, you should not be posting this because people are gonna misinterpret your age. But imagine you're a guy that age.
that's your age.
And you see this stuff and you're like, holy crap, this girl's my age, but she's posting all this stuff and I know she wants nothing to do with me because I'm her age.
I'm her age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Absolutely wild. Anyway, I saw two things I just pulled up that I wanted to get your guys' opinion on. This one girl tweeted on the weekend. She said, I curved this dude for 10 years. 10 years. And when I finally let him hit, he ghosted me after. And she said, I hate men. Now let me ask you something. She said, she argued, see, this is why you stay consistent. Like she should have just kept ghosting him or curving him and never let him hit. Do you think it's a problem what the guy did ghosting her after?
Maybe it wasn't that good.
Yeah, I like what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Also, though, you have to remember, guys' pride is like through the roof, right? Like our pride at any given day is through the roof.
Yeah.
Like at any given day.
Yeah.
So if you've been curving for 10 years, like that's never, first of all, that's not gonna happen. But if you've been curving someone for 10 years, right? And you're like, oh, okay, fine. In his mind, first of all, he told everybody, he's like, I told you I did it. Like, you know for a fact, everyone's like, I told you guys.
Listen, I already know what the group chat looks like. I already know what that looks like.
You know for a fact, man's been dogging him like, yo, you're never together, bro. You're never. And he's like, the day he gets it, like, look.
Yeah,
and then he's like, okay, I got it. And guys are like, okay, let's see what you can do with it. Cool. Now he does what I have to do with it. Fine. If it's okay, like she was saying, if it's not that good, he's back in the group chat. Yo, that was such a waste of time. Like, you know,
I think it was a waste of time.
Right? It was a waste of time. Or it's the flip side of it.
You don't think man's are actually sick and just playing the long game?
No.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the other option, which is possible as well. That like he's like, now I have you. You know what I mean? Like you had me for 10 years. What do you mean no? He could easily. What do you mean no? Why would he not do that?
I think he just hit it and he's like, yo, it wasn't that good. He waited 10 years.
Yeah.
Imagine waiting 10 years for something and you got it and you're like,
And it sucks.
This
and
is
it sucks.
waste.
Yeah.
That's a waste.
Yeah.
No,
Of course I would ghost.
I think that's more likely, but I do not think it's impossible that he got it and he felt himself and he's like, I'm gonna make you wait now. Like I'm cool. Like I got it.
That's interesting because she said
Why not?
She made a point to mention that he ghosted her.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, she gives him this chance, they have sex, and then he disappears. She's clearly like annoyed by it to even say any of this.
Right.
Because she's probably like, I'm giving this guy a chance. What if it was good for her and not for him? Right? And now she's cheesed.
Now she's on
So
him.
that's ego.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Our
why I
ego.
started with the pride. I'm like, now she's on him. Like, hey, like that was a great lesson. He's like, yeah, chill, relax. Like, chill, relax.
If I had to wait 10
Yeah,
years,
you gave me 10 years. Just you can wait a month.
nah.
10 years is a long time, you know.
10 years. That's what I said.
Yeah.
10 years.
Well, he's like, well, you can wait a month. I waited 10.
Nah.
I think if I get curved once, I'm not even bothering after that.
Yeah. I mean, you have to keep in mind, like, we live in the age where it's like, well, not even we, us as who we are, you haven't had an issue finding a woman, per se.
Yeah.
Like, in any of your stages of life, neither have I. So, you don't know his circumstances.
That's
like,
true. That's
this
true.
might be, like, the one girl that really is, like, gave him some type of day. Prior to him actually getting it.
Yeah.
No, but, bro.
No,
like,
yeah. No,
like,
I get it.
the thing is, it sounds crazy, but there are guys like it's not until I'm around other guys that like struggle with getting with women that I'm really like aware of like it's not like easy for all guys. Like it's not like
no.
some guys literally get curved all the time.
Even some
Like,
females.
And some females, yeah, but like, well, yes, but
I'm dying. Yo, I'm dying because this guy like has the audacity to just be like, yo, I'm just realizing like it's not easy for men to get women. Like,
it's not.
Like,
it's not though.
I know we know it's not. Like,
which is
look,
what I'm saying.
I've never had the issue either, but I'm just saying like you're an anomaly. You understand this, right? You understand this.
Ryan, you're just.
You're different, bro.
different.
You're different.
Wow, we're all the same here, guys.
Okay, all right.
Cool.
Mans can't even say that with a straight face.
Listen,
Go on.
What I'm trying to explain to you about this guy here, this one right here, is that he might have waited these 10 years. Not wait, maybe he didn't wait, but he might have been like trying for 10 years because in his mind he's like, that's the girl. Like in what he thought. You know what I'm saying? Until he actually hit. Maybe he's like, oh, maybe it's not that's what I thought. But until you actually get what you wanted or something, you're gonna think for as long as you live like the what if. Like I've been there with like I haven't been stuck on one girl for 10 years. Like I'm not doing nothing, but like there's been people where like years are going by, you're like, yo, like I'm gonna do my thing, but like what if?
Like, what if?
Like you know what I'm saying? You don't know if you talk to somebody else in those times, but for 10 years it's been like every now and then, so you wanna go out? And she's like, nah. Like, you know what I mean? And try a little
But that to me is just a waste of time.
You don't know that though. Like he doesn't know until he does it. He doesn't know it's a waste of time.
Maybe we should just message him and be like, so, what's the real reason why?
He ain't gonna tell you that.
I don't know. He won't tell me.
I would message him.
Anyway.
Okay.
Next one. No, go on. What would you
So
say?
not even that. If I think we talked about this a while ago, but if men played the honesty game with you, how much easier would that be for you?
I think pretty easy.
So if men are like, listen, I'll never date you, but let's have sex.
if
If that's how they approached your situation.
Because that's
Like-
actually happened to me before. So I've had a guy that I was interested in,
Right.
Yeah.
and he was like, "Listen, Sid, like I think you're a very cool person,
Right.
but like I'm gonna be dead ass honest. All I want from you is sex. If you're okay with that,
Right.
if you're like when he's like, if you're okay with that, because you know how females
Of
we can
course.
have sex with a guy, then we catch
Yeah.
feelings type of thing.
Yeah.
He's like, if you're in the mindset and you're okay with that, then that's it is what it is. But like I don't want to date you.
Right.
I want nothing to do with you. I was like,
And you were
I was okay with that. Dead
for
ass.
how long?
What do you mean for how long?
You know,
This guy-
you know what I asked you.
No, like
It did that feeling didn't change
For
at
how
all.
long?
it didn't change.
For how long?
You're blinking a lot.
For how long?
What do you mean how
How long
long?
does it last until you had to stop it?
Stop what? Having sex
You
with him?
know what I'm asking you.
What?
How long?
Liking him?
How
or
long
what?
did this situation last once you
It
agreed?
didn't last long
Why not?
because he clearly had his clear intentions.
Yeah.
Right? So if you got what you want, why did it stop?
But like that's what I'm trying to say. We never did anything because I didn't want
Oh, you
that.
didn't even start?
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
You said
I
you were
didn't
okay
start.
with it.
No. He's like, if you're okay with it.
Right.
'Cause
And
she's-
oh, you're saying you were not?
I was not. I was like, that's
Ah.
not what I wanted because
thought you
I
were saying you
wanted
were okay with
something.
it.
But no,
wanted something
but
else.
you were okay with him being open like that.
Open like
Got
that.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, that's not what I want, and I appreciate it, and I left it.
Have you ever been like, I'm good with that?
Like with what?
That situation?
A situationship.
Whatever,
sex.
whatever you want to call that.
It is.
Is a situationship just sex?
That's
Because
not.
let's define that right
Okay,
now.
what's a situationship to you guys?
Where you're doing stuff, but you're not in a relationship.
So
you're
for-
doing stuff.
Yeah. So like,
So you guys,
so like,
so you guys are basically
Nah, you're doing
not
like,
even titled. Okay, if it was dating, it would be like titled as dating, but like
not even
what-
dating. You're just doing stuff. Like you're
Dating?
going out.
So that you're
Look,
going out to lunch, you're doing all this
dating
stuff.
means like, if we're gonna define dating means like I'm actually interested in this going somewhere. I like you.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to get to know you. Blah blah. Situationship is like I actually don't really care to
Yeah.
know you, but I'm gonna still do these stuff with you. We can go to movies. We can go eat food.
Yeah.
But don't tell me anything personal. I don't really care. But I want to keep doing stuff
Yeah.
with you.
and so many people end up in situationships.
that they don't know. Not really. Okay, so I've been in one, but it actually turned into
A relationship?
A relationship.
I feel like that's a lot more common.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
like-
that happens a lot to people.
It started off as like, okay, like I wasn't quite sure whether or not
Hmm.
I wanted to be in something, and I think he too was in the same mindset.
Right.
And then after a while, it's just like I think like once you build a foundation, you're like, you know what, like this person's really really cool. Then a relationship came out of it.
Right.
I think with the situationships, though, you know, I think another reason why people fall into them is just because like there's no clear boundary set
Or
from-
expectation.
from
Or
the jump.
Communication.
Yeah,
No one's
communication.
communicated.
You know, it's like everyone. I think from the guy perspective, only speaking in my past experience, is because for whatever reason, I think that the woman just knows, like what the situation is, and that's never
Is-
been.
You're saying you assume the woman you're talking
Yes,
to
and
knows?
that's literally never been the case.
They never know.
That's
don't-
never been the
sometimes
case.
we don't know.
No, they never.
Because
they
based off
rarely ever
like
know.
sometimes we go like through feelings and actions, and if
Yeah.
I feel you're doing something, you know how girls, we overanalyze anything. We go to our girlfriends, be like, oh, like, but like, you know, he
Sid,
took me out and brought me
Sid,
flowers.
Sid, I may open the door for you, and in your head you're just like, wow, no guy's ever done this for me before. He's
not saying you, but you-
Yeah, I didn't know.
You know what I mean?
No.
So then next thing I know, when she's talking to me saying, well, I thought this is where we were going because of this and this. I'm like, I'm just.
You know what it is too? It's like we're not in anyone's head, right? So the biggest issue with those directions of those type of relationships is that you don't know what your actions mean to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
So
you
like
never know.
when
And
you do like they basically say, okay, they jump to these conclusions, these assumptions of what actions mean.
Yeah.
Right? So they'll be like, okay, if let's just say out of circumstance, you're really cool with your parents. Like I'm really cool with my mom and my dad. But there might be a situation where my mom and my dad are around, which is rare, but let's just say, like my event, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had an event. Let's say I was talking to someone and I brought them to the event. My parents are there. They're like, oh, I met his parents today.
Yeah.
You didn't actually meet my parents.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't say like, yes, my parents are here because they're here, but me saying, oh, this is whoever it is, Like,
There's a difference between meeting your parents by circumstance,
you know what I'm saying? But
and
like,
then meeting
but
your
you
parents.
don't know,
But I
like,
think
you don't know what they think that was.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right?
But I think it also depends on like the person, because like for me, and I guess through past things that have happened, and like when you go through like, I guess, emotional trauma, like all those things, you're like, okay, so he opened a door for me. Okay, like, it's like for me, I'd be like, whatever, you know. Oh, I met his parents. It's like, oh, like I'm at an event and I met his parents.
Yeah.
Right. But some females don't think that way. They're just like, oh my God, like I'm the only one that he brought, and,
No,
like, and like I met his mom,
Yeah.
and like she's so sweet to me. His
Yeah.
mom's probably sweet to everybody, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. Depending on the
But,
situation. Right.
exactly. But they don't know that. They don't know that.
But I just wish,
crazy.
like, as you said, if it, and I think it depends on the female too. Like, if for me, I like you to be clear as ever.
Yeah.
You tell me like, listen, like, I think you're ugly. I'd be like, okay, cool, see you. That's cool. I'd be okay with that.
You know, there's rare women that are okay with that, though, right? Not saying none.
No, I know.
But most are not okay with
I
that
know.
type of brutal honesty.
I'm
Because
just-
it,
yeah,
hurt,
like-
it hurts. It
like-
hurts. It hurts.
But I no, of
Oh, it
course,
does.
if someone's saying stuff like that, I expect it to hurt. But I'm just under this impression that I feel like a lot of men just don't want to give women that brutal level honesty, because I think some of us are just afraid of like literally destroying the girl. Like even down to, I don't want to date you. I don't want to be in a relationship, but I'm sexually attracted to you. Like I think
That's so tough, because you know when, like, the most difficult question of what you're saying is when you say something truthfully and they followed up with why.
the why is always the
That
killer.
is why it's
Yeah.
so difficult.
Yeah.
Because if someone just took stuff as is, I think more guys would say stuff. Because if I was just like, you know what, I don't want to be with you, and they're just like, all right, cool, and it's just clean. Oh, I just want to have sex with you. Okay.
But do you guys sometimes have a reason? Do you guys sometimes have a reason why?
There's always a reason.
there's
but
always
the-
a
but
reason,
The reason
but-
is what breaks them.
Oh.
If I tell you something that you can't change for the rest of your life, and I tell you this is why I don't want to be with you, you're gonna hold that forever.
It's like,
Like,
who? It's
you're
like
gonna-
who,
you're
who
gonna
am
hold
I?
it, like-
It's like, who am I to tell you
Why no one else
my
would like you too?
my
Like,
why? When, like he said, it could be something that is just a built up habit or behavior over the years. For someone like me, who this may not work out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, for example, I'm dating Jamie. She may have something that I don't like, right? Or she may do something. And same thing for me. But because I kind of had a feeling pretty early, like this might be a long-term thing.
You can tell her.
I knew I could tell her these things and she could tell me. But I think guys aren't given enough credit for knowing that we know pretty early whether or not we're gonna date a girl or
Yes.
not.
I
so
believe
why should I tell you damaging stuff before if it's not gonna go anywhere? That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we be together? It's like, first of all, I'm telling you nothing's ever gonna happen. So for me to be like, we can't be together because you're this. It's like,
Yeah.
like now you take that and leave with this.
Yeah,
like-
but isn't that like a sense for us?
No,
for something
because
to
that
work
might
on?
no, because that you might be working on that for someone who doesn't care about that. Like you'd be working on that for me to like you, but like, no, who says the next guy's like, why are you working on that? What are you doing? Chill. Like, you know what I'm saying? You be thinking that I need to work on this because that guy said he didn't like that,
But
but
if
that guy
you-
doesn't even want you.
But
So-
the thing is, like, if you're dating a guy, if you've been dating, right, and consistently, right, maybe through breakups, whatever the case may be, or if he's like if he's honest with you and he's like, listen, like, it's like your attitude, this and that, and if you see a pattern, shouldn't you take that upon yourself and just be like, hey, by the way, like, I need to work
But
on
you're
this?
saying that from dating. We're talking about like if we're just meeting someone like off rip, and I don't know much about you, and someone's like, I'm saying if you want someone to be brutally honest with you like all the time,
Yeah.
that's before we're even dating. That's just like, hey, I get
Yeah.
to know you, so who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like me? And someone's like, nah, not really. And you're like, oh, why not? Like, why you asking me? Like, for you to ask me why not at this stage, what am I telling you that for? Like, because that's just why I don't like you. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean it's a problem for you. Doesn't mean it's actually a problem for anybody else.
Right.
But now you're gonna start like working on this thing to try and fix it for someone who doesn't want to be with you. When the next guy you might meet, it's like, yo, you're perfectly fine like that. Why'd you switch that up?
Right.
Oh, some guy like I met
Yeah.
said I had a problem with that. It's like
That was like
That's
his
that was
power.
for
That's
him.
his.
Like,
Yeah.
right? We adjust and we try and tailor ourselves for people that we're actually gonna be with. Which is why he's saying like, if I'm gonna be with this chick, then yeah, like I don't like when you kind of do this for me because I actually want to be with you. This is
Yeah.
why I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But if I'm not gonna be with you,
Then
if I
what's
tell
the
you I
problem?
don't like when you do this, it's like you don't want to be with me. Yeah, but still stop doing that. it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, right? You just want to control me just and then let me go?
Yeah.
Right? So
I think honesty.
It's the best policy.
Yeah.
it's not, I think honesty as well, but I also feel like oversharing can be damaging. Like being honest and oversharing aren't the same.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I don't want to be with you. I don't have to be like, I don't want to be with you because you're short.
Yeah.
Like, like I don't, why? Like,
Why?
You know
no,
what I
but
mean?
you know what I'm saying? Like,
She's probably heard that a million times. And
Yeah.
She's like, damn,
It's
like,
Damn.
it's happened again. You know
Right?
what I
Now
mean?
I'm actually going to China and like breaking my legs. So I can
Oh
come
my God.
5'7", you know?
Sheesh. Anyway, next question. This actually kind of relates to what we were just talking about. Someone said, the worst type of people are the ones who go by, I never asked you to do anything.
sure.
Or, I didn't tell you to do that for me.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you accept it in the first place?
Yeah.
This guy's saying, yeah, because have you ever, both of
my
you,
God.
both of you, have you ever said
I wanna
either one of those lines to
fight.
someone?
I don't say that, but I've received that, and it makes me want to fight.
You received what?
When people say, I didn't have to do that.
Like girls have
Wait,
said that to you?
To me.
girls have said that to you.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You've never said those words to
I don't say to people.
I'm surprised.
You're surprised at which I don't say to people?
You're so honest.
Because you're honest. No, I'm not even. Yo, Brian, hold on. I'm not even saying this.
But
Like,
I don't
no,
throw something in someone's face like that.
No,
Like,
I'm not
No,
saying.
no.
I'm not saying this to say like you're a negative person.
No.
I would envision you saying something like this if someone is like getting combative with you now. You know what I mean? Where they're trying to like make it seem like it was on you, and I feel like you would get pushed to a point where you're just like, look, I never told you to do any of this. I can very well see those words come out your mouth that it would even
I
be.
never told you to do that. Like, I guess, but maybe in a way, but maybe rephrased, because like, I'll never take something and then whip it back in someone's face. Like I feel like that is what that type of angle goes. Where it's like someone did something out of their own will, or because they liked you so much, they did something, whatever, and you took it knowing they did this because they like you so much. And then when you don't want certain things to go a certain way, it's like, well, I didn't ask you to do. Like, it's like, come on, like you. At that time when they gave it to you, should have been like, no. Which is where I go. Which is where I am. Where it's like someone's doing something too much. I'm like, no, like, don't.
Yeah.
Like, and they're like, no, it's fine. It's like, don't. Like, it might hurt their feelings because they're like, I did this for you. It's like, don't. Like, don't. Like,
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to protect that part for like, so we don't have to.
But I didn't ask you. That's what he's trying to say.
No, but I didn't. It's more like it's more like
You said it, but not
Yeah.
said it.
It's like,
Look,
please
so
don't.
tell me. So explain to me what it was like when women said this to you. I've never had a woman say that to me. Like I've never
so.
been in a position like that, and I can tell it was probably infuriating.
So you probably all my stories. So like,
Yeah.
for example, I'm a very impulsively sporadic person when it comes to like doing stuff for the person I'm with. Like I'll pay for a flight. I'm like, oh, we're going here now. Like I just do it, right?
Yeah.
So because I'm that way, it's like people like it, but then when they need to take the responsibility for certain things, and then I get stuck because it's like you don't want to use it as a card, right?
Right.
Like I don't do things to use it as a card.
Yeah.
Like I didn't bring you here to be like, I brought you here. This is what. Like no, I did it because I wanted to. But when you get so upset and annoyed when someone's not appreciative of certain things, then you can't help but feel like, why did I do? Like I did this in a good space. Like when I did this, my mind was in a really good place.
Yeah.
And we were in a good place. So when I did this, it felt right. But then it's like you have this like buyer's remorse, like after because things go to nonsense after, and you're like, once you get that feeling of like, oh, like, why? Like, I don't feel how I felt when I did this in the first place. And then if it comes up, like not in a negative way, but in like I'm almost expressing myself. I'm like, yo, like I did this for us because I wanted. Then it's like, well, I never told you to do this. It's like, but you came. It's like you came and you were happy coming, and like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then at this point to be like, I didn't ask you to do this. Like, yo, we're here. Like, you're gonna throw us now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that it's kind of frustrating hearing those type of stuff because it's like, you wouldn't have said no. It's just because now that I'm paging you for something, I'm trying to hold you accountable for something, and you don't want to hear it. It's like, well, we didn't have to be here. Yeah. Like you'd rather avoid dealing with your own problem than accepting the fact that I appreciate what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I don't want to talk about this problem, so I didn't even have to be here. You could have just avoided all of it. It's like, all right, realistically, come on. Like, and the thing is, like, because humans are emotional, it's like, what you like right now, you might not like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, that's how crazy it is. So it's like, at this moment, you're like, yeah, let's go to, Dubai. And it's like, you get to Dubai, and you get into a fight about whatever you get in a fight about. Now it's like,
Dubai's ruined forever.
Dubai's ruined. Like,
It's ruined forever.
ruined.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's so difficult for, not everyone, for most people to, have a negative encounter with somebody and leave it and still appreciate a moment. It's just like, it's so like extreme where it's like, if we're good, we're good. If we're bad, we're bad. Like, there's never like, if we're good, we get bad for a little bit, can we come back here? It's just like, it's such pulls,
Too.
Yeah.
Like polarized.
So,
You ever been in that situation?
That I told someone.
Yeah, either or. Like, you've been told that, or you told someone that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just through, like, as you said, like,
Yeah.
through anger, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're in a relationship, and like sometimes like something happens and it just triggers you, and like for one instance, there was a surprise party that my ex-boyfriend threw for me. And I was just really, really tired. We were at the hotel, and I was so tired. I was like, and he's like, oh, hey, like, wake up. We have to, like, go for dinner. And I was like, nah, like, I just want to sleep. And he's like, no, like, knowing that it was a surprise. He's like, oh, shit. Like, if she stays, like, asleep, like, I was like, no, like, it's okay. But for me, like, if you keep asking me to do something and I don't want to do it and you push my buttons, like, I just kind of turn red.
yeah,
And
you know his reasoning behind it.
I was like, bro, like, did I ask you to do all of this? No.
He's probably on the box you. He's probably like,
let me tell
he's
you.
probably like, it's your birthday?
Yo,
I'm gonna call him.
And
I
he,
spent so much money?
well, you could tell he was just like,
And he can't tell you why
he's
he's,
like,
mad. He
okay.
just has-
Yeah.
He's like, just get dressed. I could tell. I was like, but I'm not going. I'm like, you literally have to dress me so I could leave.
Oh my
I
God.
probably would drove him nuts.
And
I
he's-
know there's so much garbage that like men put women through, but I don't think women truthfully understand
Our patience at all.
I don't think you guys understand our patience,
Oh,
and
man.
I don't think you guys realize you guys have this fantastic ability to make us feel so like dumb in situations when all we've done is
try to be good.
Try to be good.
Nice guy.
Like really, there are Yo, I'll never forget this. I think I told this story before. I don't think you've heard it, but this was I'm gonna preface it. It was definitely before I started dating Jamie, right? But basically, one of my homegirls that I used to work with at this company, right? She's like, "Oh, come to this party." It was my friend's birthday party. She's like, "Come, my friend's gonna be there too," right? And she was like, kind of trying to set us up for months, and I was like, I wasn't really interested. I go to this party, I meet her, right? We're dancing, everything's great, and then I'm not the type of person to do this, but me and this girl like end up making out, right?
Like in public.
In public, and I never do this,
Yeah.
but it happened. I have been drinking, she had been drinking, right? And she had to leave before I did, and she's like, here, like, take my number, blah, blah. So she gives me her number. And then I hit her up maybe like 3-4 days later. I'm like, do you want to get together? She's like, yeah, sure. We go out, and like the entire time, I'm like, something's off, but I have no clue what it is. I couldn't put my finger on it. But the date went well, so I was like, okay, cool. I go back to work, talking to my homegirl about it, and she's like, yeah, she's kind of awesome times like that, but don't trip out. Then I hit her friend up again, and her friend tells me that she's like not interested, right? I was like, okay, like cool. But then she proceeds to tell me, right? And this goes back to the why and like damaging you moving forward. So she proceeds to tell me that the night when we made out at the club, she was drinking heavy, right?
Yeah.
Like to the point where she blacked out and did not remember me and her making out.
Yeah.
I was drunk, but not blackout, so
Yeah.
I definitely remembered this. So the next day, like 3-4 days later, when I hit her up to say, hey, you want to go on a date? She just said yes by like convenience because she didn't want to be mean. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't you just say that on the jump?
Yeah.
So now I'm walking around looking like an idiot, talking to your friend at work, being like, yo, like, what's going on? Because I've never been in that position before, right? So it's like, I thought I was trying to be like nice in the situation just by being respectful about it. And then she proceeds to tell me like, yo, like I didn't remember any of that. I was just being nice. I'm just like, yo, I've never felt more dumb in my life, like in a situation.
I would feel pretty stupid.
And I'm like, this happens. I know this happens like all the time to people too.
You know what I just realized? I feel like a big portion of this like idea we're saying like, oh, I didn't ask you to do this, whatever I didn't tell you to do. I feel like that comes from different love languages.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cause I'm just been thinking, I'm just like, yo, like, for someone to say that means what you did, you thought they wanted.
Yeah. Yeah. It
You know
doesn't
what I'm
and
saying?
it doesn't align.
Yeah.
Like
with
they
your
were
trust.
going along with it because like, okay, you want to do this?
Yeah.
Cool, right? Like, but they didn't actually want to do it.
Yeah.
And like we compromise so much in like relationships, like it's a blurred line of like, do you actually want to do this? Or are you just coming? Or we do it so much.
Yeah.
It's like, oh babe, let's go here. It's like, okay, cool. Are you coming because I asked you to come?
Or do you want to?
Do you want to?
There's such a blurred line of it. So like when that line comes out and someone's like, I didn't ask you to do that, that means they never really wanted to go, like or do it. But it's only coming out now because they're angry. So now they can be like, oh, I don't even like this. It's like, why'd you let me do it?
Yeah.
But it's because we naturally compromise when we're in good moods. That when we're in bad moods, that compromise isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
But shouldn't we like establish that before?
course.
Ideally, yeah.
Yes.
Ideally,
like,
you want to establish.
because as
Duh.
you said, like people show love much differently.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I dated someone who is like gift me anything. I could walk through Yorkdale Mall, and I'd be like, oh, like I just like, oh, like you know that Louis bag like looks really nice. Just like whatever. The next day, hey, like look outside your door, like there's a gift there for you. I dead ass kid you not.
Yeah.
Man's had like the Louis bag that I wanted, and that was like his like love language. Like,
Right.
but sometimes it got too much because I'm just like, bruh, like. To me, it was like just chill. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it got too much. I was just like, are you gonna go broke? Because like you work really hard for your money, and you don't really have to be buying me all these things to show. But now I realize like that's the way that he showed his love, right? As opposed to like one of my ex-boyfriend too, he was like all about like touch, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not like the type of person to
That
like
likes that,
that
then
likes that, that could be like really weirdo for you, right? So I think like communication, like just be
Stay.
very, very, very open from the start. Like, what's your love language? And I know some people that would be really awkward.
I think you should start with that.
Leave with that.
Yeah.
Like
It'll
any
avoid
relationship
so
you're in,
many-
it sounds corny. It sounds like just start. Even if it's funny to you at the time, just literally find out someone's love language, just so you have some way to navigate. Because it's like, if you know off rip this person's like, I want gifts, and you're broke,
And
don't bother.
Bye.
Don't even bother,
Yeah.
because it's like they're not going to be happy.
I'm not able to fulfill you, yeah.
Bro, you could do whatever for them. Open doors,
Cook.
clean, take care of them, build a business.
Won't matter.
You could do it all, and
You
they're
know
like,
what's- and you know what's-
where's my gift?
To your point,
You're like, what?
Yo,
Like-
no, but to your point, it's kind of crazy because we see in situations where you might see a man or woman doing the most for someone, and then
they're ignoring it.
Like the
Yeah.
easiest cases I can think of is when a guy is doing all those things, like taking care of her, doing all this stuff, but he's not maybe buying her gifts, and then the girl might complain about that, and then people are quick to say, wow, she's ungrateful, right? And that may be the case, but it's also a fact that what if he just didn't recognize that's actually all she wants? Like you might not have to, fly her all these places or clean and cook. Maybe all you have to do is just buy stuff
Like
for
a
her,
little
she'll be happy.
It could be something so small. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't even have to be like
He could have saved all the cleaning, all that stuff, buy her a little gift, and she's do whatever for him.
Yeah,
But he might not be happy just doing that.
yeah,
Which is why I think love languages should be something you start with, because like you'll know what you're comfortable even doing.
yeah.
Like, especially if it's not like love languages is interesting because it's two-sided, and it's like you kind of have to find this balance, because it's like you have to find out how they want to be loved, but also how you want to love them has to also be aligned.
You have to be, yeah.
Right? Because
ideally
like,
they gotta be
okay,
aligned.
the person you're with loves gifts. It's like, but I don't really like buying gifts. It's like, should I just buy gifts to make them happy, and then not make me happy?
because
Like,
maybe they might not reciprocate that.
Yeah.
right? So it's like it's like a balance of both, which is it's tricky, but I think it's important.
Yeah.
You know.
So before we wrap up, I just
Yeah.
want to know if you have any questions for
Yeah.
us that you wanted to bring out, because I did tell you before, you could ask us anything.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
I don't know why, But threesomes have been going through my head.
Threesomes?
Threesomes.
Oh, okay.
Foursomes.
Okay.
Have you guys
You
ever?
said threesomes, foursomes. You know, we keep it high.
Foursomes.
Orgies?
Okay.
Don't ask why. I don't
Yeah.
know.
What's the question?
So yeah, have you guys ever been like in a relationship and you've tried out a
Oh,
threesome?
threesomes in relationships rather than
Yeah.
single. Not single.
In a relationship you have?
No, I'm saying, are you asking are
In a
threesomes
relationship.
in relationship threesomes?
Yeah.
Basically. So like
And foursomes?
Foursomes never.
foursomes never, threesomes I haven't done either. Threesomes I almost did, but never happened. Would I be open to it? I mean, I think we talked about it recently. Like, if I was to do it, it'd have to be a girl.
You're talking about like in a relationship, right? I'm in a relationship with
relationship.
You're
someone.
in a
and
relationship,
we
so
have
like
something
you
to
and
do.
Jamie,
Yeah.
for example.
It would
Yeah.
have to be a girl. I'm sure you say the same thing.
Yeah.
You're not bring no guy to slap Jamie. Yo, come through.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Jamie wants a threesome, bro. Come through. What? Like, nah.
No.
It would have to be a girl. I honestly I feel like if you're gonna open that door, the rules have to be so like strict.
They gotta be like airtight.
You know what I mean? Like it can't even be like, you wanna try this thing? It has to be like, yo, if we're doing this, it's like, you can't text her after. You can't like no chilling with these girls. Like it has to be so tight where it's like, okay, you can pick her. I still gotta like her. I can't talk to her.
Yeah.
We can't double up. It can't, no repeats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like if you repeat, then you start liking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
once you start opening that door to like exploring other people,
Yeah.
any factor can ruin your relationship.
Yeah.
That you don't even realize. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, oh, we both like this girl. She keeps coming back. It's like keeps coming back. It's like.
Yeah, I wonder why.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why you keep getting this one? Nah, like, it has to be like literally like one-offs. Like, one-off, new girl every time. You know, you don't talk to her, I don't talk to her. You know what I'm saying? The rules have to be very like, very tight if it's gonna happen. Also, like, you know, when we talked about it, you've heard that most girls want someone that's not as attractive as them. Because that also plays the factor because we're men and we're attracted to certain things. So like, you know, if your girl has small chest, don't get a girl with big, don't
Big
do that.
breasts.
You know what it is though?
Because like if you
No.
do, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But you know what it is, and I want women to understand this. It's that I think there's this misconception that men we like girls that are quote unquote more attractive. I think what it is like typically men like women that are different. Right? There's a difference between the two,
I
right?
agree.
Because someone that's different may not be as attractive, but like
You just want something
that's
different.
why
It's just new.
That's why when you hear about these celebrities cheating on like their girlfriends or wives, and then you look at who they cheated with, people will say, well, they're not as attractive as this person.
Yeah.
And it's like,
they just want it out.
No.
They just wanted something.
Justin Timberlake.
yeah, like as blunt as it sounds,
Yeah.
like the only thing better than like your girl is a different girl.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock was the one that said that, right? And it's like he laid it out so clearly. He's like, every man just wants like a different girl when they're at that level. But the problem is like when you cross that threshold, now your girl is different because she's gone through this experience where she's like, I'm not the same person. I can't be
You
that
can't
same.
get me back again.
Yeah.
how
I
it
can't
was.
get you back,
Yeah.
right? So that's why these lines are all so tricky. For me, like in I've never had a threesome like when I've been in a relationship with a girl. I've had one like not like
Yeah.
while I was in relationships. Jamie and I talked about this, and it's one of those things for us. It kind of aligns with what Ryan says. There's gonna be rules, but I think the number one thing was it would never happen in the same country. Like it would not happen. It definitely would not happen in Toronto for sure.
Way too small.
But it'd be one of those situations where it's like if we went on a vacation and you know something happened, sure, something happened.
Pull someone off the beach.
Isn't there like in that resort in Jamaica? It's like a
Oh, the hedonism.
hedonism. Yeah, it's like a
You never heard that?
swingers.
You never heard of
Sorry.
No, seriously.
It's a real thing?
There's
Yeah.
a place in Jamaica where it's just people just going buck.
They go crazy.
I'm sure,
They're
like you.
naked on the beach. You can just do whatever.
No, like naked, but like
Yeah.
it's swingers. So
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
you
Also, it's
can
not like a
swing
single thing. You can't show up if you're single.
I think you
You
can.
can do what you
You
want.
can do whatever you want.
you might look like such a creep if you show up single. Like every
But
day.
I
You can
mean-
be anybody you want to be.
Yeah.
Probably meet people.
Yeah.
There's like swings, like sex
Yeah.
swings.
What?
I mean, I never been, but I mean, I heard about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Next episode,
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Imagine.
Might get you in trouble.
Was that it? Only other question? Yeah, any other questions? Or that's it?
Oh, I thought you guys were gonna ask me like.
What about your thoughts on it? It's apparent to me that like this is something that you would like to happen. Clearly.
No, it has happened when I
Yeah.
was in a relationship.
Did that damage the relationship?
No, not at all.
Okay, let me ask you
you?
this. Did
Or
you?
for him?
No,
Did you?
both.
Was it with another girl? Another
So it was
man?
a foursome.
Which was what numbers?
So
Four.
it was like a girl and a guy.
Oh, so
they
you
were,
had-
they
you
were
had
a
one of
couple.
each.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I got questions. So hold on. So where did the couples like switch at some point?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. And did you guys know this other couple?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't know them.
Was it weird?
It was a mess.
Was it weird for your ex? Like you're telling me it
Were you
didn't
in the
cause
same
any-
room?
Sorry,
Were you in the same
room?
Yeah, it was ordered.
No.
Oh.
I knew that. I knew that.
Okay.
I knew that was a factor.
Okay.
I knew it
Because I was about to ask.
No way.
See, so hold on.
No, okay, so it wasn't in the same room with me and the other guy, but when
Yeah.
it comes to me and the girl, like, yeah.
No, I
like,
knew that.
it was
No, I knew
the
that
girl,
already.
Like, all of us were together.
That's fine. I knew that already.
Yeah.
I wanted the other one.
Okay, so when it,
I knew that room was
yeah,
not the same.
so when it switched up, you guys went to separate rooms. You
I
took
need to go.
You took his man, and he took.
Wait, I took his,
Her man.
her man.
You took her
she
man.
took the
Yeah,
girl.
yeah.
He took the girl.
And you're okay, because I was about to say, like, was it weird for
Nah, that
your
didn't
ex to
happen.
see you
That
get
didn't happen
blown
in
out?
the same room. I'm telling you, I didn't have to be there. And I was like, did that happen in the same room? Because we can't be the same after this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I was gonna say that
if I
might not
send
work.
You,
Yeah.
if I send you away, I just don't know. I know something happens,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
Fine, but if it's like,
It's one thing to know it.
It's like-
It's one thing to know it happened. It's
Yeah.
another thing to like see it happen.
Yeah.
Right. Because for me, I can honestly say like I don't even think I could perform.
Nope.
Like I don't think I could perform in front of my girl. Like
Nah.
watching it. Like imagine like
No.
Jamie sitting there. Like watching me blow out another girl's back, like that's not happening. That's not happening. It's not happening.
Nah.
She's not letting it happen. Two, like I couldn't let it happen. Like I don't think I could like get myself to that point.
like I said, I knew that was not in the same room.
Yeah.
That's all. I wanted to make sure. I knew, but I wanted to make sure because I'm like, there's no way he's in there like this. Like, you guys okay over there?
And that didn't affect the relationship at all.
Because he didn't see.
Did it happen again?
No, we didn't. But we had a threesome.
Okay, interesting.
It didn't affect the relationship because he didn't see.
Wow. Okay.
He didn't witness. To him, it didn't
Nah,
exist.
that makes total sense.
It didn't happen. Yeah, I don't know.
That makes total
What
sense.
you doing there? Talk? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we definitely talked.
Hey, I don't know. I didn't see it. It doesn't exist. Thank you, Sydney,
You're welcome.
for coming by. I'm very happy that was a different room because
Yeah.
honestly, if he was in that room, he's a better man than me.
Yo,
Start swinging.
Tell me right
yo.
now.
Honestly,
I'll tell you right now.
honestly, like.
For him to be in that room.
I don't want this to sound like morbid or anything,
Yo.
but if anything would have happened to you, Ryan, when I write something for you, literally I'm gonna either start it off or end it with he's a better man than me. It's like this guy, that's his catchphrase. He's a better man than me.
I'm telling you right now.
That's it.
I'm telling you right now.
Better man than me.
If he let that happen, yo, kudos to that guy.
Anyway,
But thank you guys for stopping
yeah.
by another episode with
Sydney,
WTT.
let him know where they can
Yes,
find
Sydney,
you.
talk to them.
Hey, so you could add me on Instagram at SYDMREY. So that's Sid M Ray. I don't really use Snapchat, but so
Cool.
mostly Instagram.
It's not
yeah.
just that.
Yeah.
But thank you for stopping by. This
Thank
was
you
definitely-
guys.
Started slow, a little nervous. It's okay. I got you.
Well, I wasn't sure how
No,
you
no.
guys were going to direct
No,
it.
you're good.
Because I know like it would obviously be directed to me.
No, we try to keep it pretty
I
neutral.
was kind of like a
Yeah.
pretty low key person.
Yeah, but it was good. Thank you. This was a great episode. It's cool to have our first guest. The setup was
Won't be the last.
really good. It was smooth. I like how this went through. But yeah, until next week, guys. Enjoy your Saturday night, and thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Peace.
Hello.
We need to talk.
We need to talk. We need to talk.
We need to talk. We need to talk.